speaks on that. Theodore Cross, he speaks on that very well. Protection for our women and children, political representation. Just because Obama in office, if ain't nobody heard yet, he just got $1 million from Goldman Sachs. And they trying to prevent that Federal Reserve bill from passing through. 277 members have signed it. And racism. Obama spoke on that though, the NAACP, saying racism is still here and they shouldn't have arrested Henry Louis Gates. Yeah, Gates Jr. They shouldn't have arrested him. I got that article. I had to grab that. So basically, I just wanted to pour this chart to show that I'm not attacking religion. Just the religion that we holding on to, the religious processes that we using. It's like it's not working. It's not working. You know, we going to church. We've been going to church. Been going to church. And 4 centuries later, we asking for the same things. That's not progress. And so this is a picture of Isis. I just thought this was just an interesting fact. This is a picture of Isis, Ra, and El. Israel. And so I didn't even know that El was a god that after the Egyptians, I believe it was the Egyptians had ran. The Egyptians had went to the Middle East, and El what's it? Yeah. You know what? I didn't even get in. Let me not get into that too much, but I believe it was in the Middle East. This is a picture of King Belshazzar. He was the last king of Babylon. And David had translated the words men, tikel, up, harrison. And that basically meant thy kingdom been numbered and ended. The kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persia. And this is Darius, the Median, who came and slayed Belshazzar, and they had taken over for a period of time. Now, through this research, I wish I could sit up here and, no, I will, let me correct that, I will go back and be able to actually break down these periods. What did Belshazzar do? What happened during those periods? Because after that, Darius came along, and then after him, Alexander defeated the Persians. You hear that's on Alexander, the Hollywood movie. This is the battle right here. This was the last battle for them to defeat. He slain, I think it was Darius. They had a weird way of fighting there. Killed the leader, I guess. Well, I guess if you cut off the head, that's true. Cut off the head, everything else fall apart. That's how they've been doing us for a long time, right? Cut off the head and everybody scattered. So Alexander, this is Alexandria at the top here. You know what, the Greeks under Alexander, they had, I'm not going to say that they was the most righteous people, but they had a little bit more respect for us. Because it was during that period, it was still Greek and African rulers. It wasn't like when the, well actually let me not get to that part. So after Alexander died in 323 BCE, he died, he overdrunk himself, excuse me. His kingdom was divided, and if you see the end of Alexander, talk about it, how the kingdom was divided to 4 people. This is one, this is Lymish, Cassander, Seleucus, and this is Ptolemy. And Ptolemy, they gave this man the credit as creator of the constellations, which we all know that to be false, because we had did that centuries and centuries ago. Getting into the Romans. This is a scripture. I had to pull this. This is from Revelations chapter 12, verse 3 through 5. I think this is my favorite section in the book. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child caught up unto God and to his throne. It's been translated that this was supposed to be, I guess, well, to stay factual, Isis and Horus. But yeah, we'll say Yahshua, I suppose. And so King Herod was under the Roman payroll, and he came and he said to kill all the babies in Bethlehem. This is around the time when they was trying to make sure there was no the Messiah is coming back. So you know they had to kill everything off. This is Caesar and Cleopatra. Caesar came and learned some things about Egypt from Queen Cleopatra the 7th. You know, you seen the film, but they leave the part out when in 45 BCE he changed the calendar from March 1st to January 1st. So we already, even if we want to do any type of worshiping, we already on the wrong time period. We operating on the wrong time. We under European time. So on this calendar, it was 30 and 31 days, except for it was alternation between 30, 31, 30 months, except for February. So Caesar dies. His nephew comes along, Octavian, and he's given the name Augustus. And this is him here. He was a great ruler. So what he does, you know, the Romans was just so full of themselves. I'm telling you, they were so full of themselves. This man come along and add another day to August, take a day from February, and then they give us February for Black History Month. They leave us the breadcrumbs like usual, which don't make no sense.
But you know what? Let me just add something about this guy here, as well as most of the Roman Caesars. This guy here, if you do his research, in fact, see the film Caligula, that goes into the debauch history of the pagan emperors of Rome. This guy here was worse than King James in his perversion and his his perverted behavior.
Really?
Yeah, all of them were. See read the film Caligula. Caliguli. Pardon me. A on the end. Caligula.
I'm definitely gonna look that up. And yeah. So basically, he rearranged the whole entire calendar, and it wouldn't be until later, I believe it was 1582, that Pope Gregory the 13th would come in and just basically rename the Julian calendar the Gregorian calendar. That's the calendar that we're under right now.
Well, we still do have the Committing calendar, which our year is the 6250. It just changed. That's 49, and it just went over to 50.
Really? See, I need to get that knowledge. I need to get that to get with that time. I'm on the wrong time frame. And so, this is, I love these maps. This is Rome. This is when it was a republic. So, they was really low key. At the moment, you see Greece down there. This is 200 AD, or ACE, excuse me. I don't like AD, ACE. And by, no, excuse me, that was 200 BC on here. Excuse me, y'all. Let me be correct. This is 200 BC right here. By 168 BC, the Romans took over Greece. And this is when things start getting really hectic. That's why we see that this was by, I believe it was 300 AD that they had all of this. But this is around the time, a little bit after this is when Constantine came along. We already know about this, the Council of Nicaea, but I guess they were at their peak. The Roman Empire was at their peak, so they were able to come together. This is when they really started organizing stuff, putting stuff into place and finding ways to manipulate and brainwash people. This is when the political story of Christianity started. And the etiquette of Theodos